swallows, where does the food go?
Into his tummy.
And okay, into his stomach, exactly. Somebody's pretty smart over there.
I am.
When he first came, he didn't know any English, and he learned his ABCs within 24 hours in English. I mean, he was so bright.
Oh, I love brains.
Do you love brains?
I could eat it if I wanted. It's like a maze.
That's his brain right there.
It's like a maze.
When he first came here, it was temporary. And we were told, just treat him like you would a normal kid in your house. Don't try to adapt anything. Well, then, of course, when he got here and the doctors did the tests, they found out that his optic nerve was shot, and so he wasn't going to be able to see. And so then the family was devastated. And unfortunately, blindness in Iraq it's basically a curse.
Kids like Hamoody in Iraq, if their parents don't want to have them in the house, then they're just considered throwaway kids, and so they're on the streets. We would adopt him, but culturally, it's a really touchy subject. In the beginning of this whole process and all the media and stuff, a lot of people thought that, oh, here are these American people, they're trying to take this little child from his family. Not in a million years. I mean, here we're older. We have 2 grown children. No, that was never our intent. It's always been our intent to help the family. We don't want him to lose who he is. We always talk about, you are Rocky boy, I mean, because that's who he is. We want him to be proud of who he is. We want him to be proud that he's a Rocky. We want him to be proud that he's blind. And we emphasize that. We talk about his family a lot and how much they love him. And he's so lucky that he's got 2 families that loves him that much. Hamoody, if you asked him, he would tell you now, he's a Christian. That's a huge part of our life, is our Christianity and our faith. Just because he lives with us doesn't mean he's a Christian. I mean, he'll have to make that decision for himself.
In Jesus' name. And everyone said, amen.
We hope he does make the decision to be a Christian, but, that's to be seen. I didn't make the artichoke tonight. I'm going to make it tomorrow night. You can feel it.
We're not going to eat it tonight, though.
I'm constantly thinking, okay, we're going to the grocery store today. Okay, he doesn't know what an artichoke is. Got to buy an artichoke so he can feel it. I'm going to cook it so he can eat it. So vegetables that I never eat, I want him to be able to visualize what it is and what it tastes like.
Above?
He wants to be independent. If I try and do something for him that he wants to do himself, I can do it myself. Let me do it. Let me lead you. He wants to, many times he'll want to take me into the store. He has no idea where he's going.
Watch me do a flip in the air. Okay.
He has real fears. Goes to a psychiatrist for that. And she says it could be years. The first 4th of July was horrible. He thought we were being bombed. I think he's made a lot of progress, but I don't think he's there yet.
Just stand back. Okay, where did that one go?
For a boy that was shot, you wouldn't think he was interested in playing with guns, but
I have a law sticker.
he was born with that, I think, in his mind.
Next to the wall, I'm gonna get him. Got him.
I mean, wrestling and just being, just him relating to boy-type things. And so it's been fun.
It is an interesting bond, mother and son. He's very much my son, and he relates to me as that. And I've enjoyed that, actually. I really enjoyed that. So it's taught me that boys are so much different than girls. He is very protective of me. If the girls are to say any crossword to me or anything, it's like, you be nice to my sweet girl, you stop it now. I mean, he's very protective of me. We're standing in line at the grocery store, and this woman says to me, I'm a doctor, and I'm very interested in, what happened to his face. Is it genetic, or was it an accident? He's sitting there, and he says, don't talk to her, Mom. Because he's really, he obviously has never seen what he looks like. In the past, I've said to children who will ask me, you know, what's wrong with his face? And I'll say, if you have a question, you can ask him. You know, basically saying to them, he is smart, he can answer it for himself. And he'll usually say, nothing, or I don't want to talk about it.
It's going to be reality for him, and
right.
You know, I think if there's too much sugarcoating and too much protecting,
yeah, he knows. I mean, but he knows.
He's not going to have a.
He doesn't like to talk about it. I mean, he'll say to me, "Does my face look different?" You know, and I'll say, "Well, you've got the bumpy scars, you know, and they're going to get better as you heal, and this and that." And I think a lot of what he thinks people are talking about now is that he's wearing an eye patch. I think he's thinking they're thinking, why doesn't that kid have an eye there? He likes to pretend like he has an eye under there because he doesn't want people to know he doesn't have an eye under there. I mean, when he came, you know, people, it was very odd looking the way he looked. And now he looks so much more natural with that eye. He looks great to us. We see that, and we see the whole picture. You know.